shot, and it finds the net, and there is that offense. Shira James. Clark in front of goal, shoots, and Allie Clark scores again, her second of the season.
Well, there's a great couple of goals for the Buffaloes in a 2-0 victory over Michigan State. Women's soccer team knocks out the 14th team in the land, Allie Clark and Shira James. Back at the Buffalo Stampede up here on the rooftop, overlooking the Flatirons. It's grilling and chilling with coaches. Danny Sanchez gets to be the first one to grill and chill with us. What do you think about this?
Well, we'll see if it's edible after I get done with it, but it looks great.
Cooking brats, by the way, our segment presented by Safeway, your local grocer since 1926. Nice start to the season. Look at those brats. Can you hear them? They're sizzling right now. Speaking of sizzling, nice victory the other day. We'll talk more about that Michigan State, but you guys started 2-1 before the Michigan State victory. But the first couple were under the lights. How was that experience?
It was unbelievable. That first night game with UNC, great crowd to get a win, shut out over in-state rival, some good goals, some good individual performances. But it's something we've been talking about since I got here in December of 2011. And for it to come together on that night, it was perfect.
And that first night under the lights, by the way, the crowd was phenomenal. The turnout was fantastic for us.
It was unbelievable. And we expect the same thing as we go forward. These Thursday night games, it's cooler. The weather's perfect. You can have dinner before you go. So we're looking forward to hosting 4 or 5 more under the lights this year.
Like I said, 2-1 before the Michigan State match. The start, obviously, would have liked them 3-0. But how do you assess your team's beginning?
Well, we're not giving up goals, and that was an issue for us last year. We're good in goal. We're good in the back. Yeah, the Marquette game was a little disappointing, but if you look at the game, we had the run and play. It just didn't happen for us. But that's okay. But we're creating chances, but we're not giving up goals, and we're giving ourselves a chance to win every game.
Your mids are playing pretty well right now. I mean, the defense has been great, hasn't it?
Yeah, the defense has been great. We solidified that. We still have some moving pieces, and we've been battling a little bit of injuries, but other players are stepping up, so we're pleased with where we're at.
Your roster, good mix, young and old, veterans?
14 new players between freshmen, transfers, some grad transfers. This is how it is these days, as we know. Not quite the same as the turnover here, but there was a lot. I mean, half the team is new, so there's going to be a little bit of bumps early, but great leadership. Players have been around, but we have 3 or 4 freshmen that are really stepping up.
So the Buffaloes end up getting that 2-1, make it 2-0 win over Michigan State. And afterward, we heard from one of the two that scored one of those 2 goals, that being Allie Clark.
There's jostling for it, well done by Wessler. Now a turnover, it's in the back of the net. Colorado 1-0.
Yeah, I think the Marquette game was definitely a learning experience for us. And I think ever since that game, we vowed to come out in every single half with 100% energy and leave it all on the field with all of our heart and grit. And I think that energy carried through the whole game, which was crucial for our offense and defense. This past week in practice, we really cracked down on our offense and worked on different patterns and really having that offensive mindset and giving us the confidence to attack and go forward and create opportunities for ourselves and score goals. So I think just repetition and practicing and practice, our offensive movement and patterns and things like that really helped us going into Thursday's game and today's game. I think Shira is the most powerful player I've ever seen, and when she's going, she's unstoppable, and I sure definitely wouldn't want to be behind one of her shots because she rips that thing.
We're cooking up those Biker Jim's brats. You can find them at Safeway, by the way, your local grocer since 1926, one of our great sponsors. And by the way, you can get Biker Jim's as well at all sporting events. We continue with Danny Sanchez. How's the grilling going here? Are you approving?
I'm getting really hungry, Mark, so let's wrap up this segment. Let's get to work here.
No, wait a minute. I didn't say we were going to share the brats with you after the segment.
That's not very nice.
Danny Sanchez of the women's soccer team right now, coming off that victory over number 14 Michigan State on Sunday. Let's talk about that one. That was a big match for you guys. First win over a ranked opponent since 2021.
Yeah, we've had some draws last year, but we never could get over the hump. Michigan State won the Big Ten last year, and they're probably just as talented, not more talented this year. So got off to a great start, like we mentioned, and we showed Shira, great goal. And then I thought the second half, our depth really took over. Sunday for them, a little bit warm, at print up, the game gets stretched a little bit, and then Allie Clark, a great individual effort to kind of kill the game off, but a great result from the Buffs as we build towards the rest of the season.
Well, we've talked in the past about Shira James. I mean, just a great player for you, right?
Yeah, she just scores goals, and that's the hardest thing to do. You know, it's just like all the sports. At the end of the day, yeah, defense wins championships, but if you don't score, it doesn't matter how good you defend. And she's off to a good start for the season, and we really hope that she keeps amping herself up. And she should be an impactful player every single game, and we saw that on Sunday.
You know, when you think of the Big Ten from a football standpoint, you think physicality. That was a physical match you had with Spartans.
It was. They're two ends NCAA tournament teams, in my opinion. They're a team that's going to compete for the Big Ten, and our last year in the Pac-12, we were hoping to make a run to the top of that. So it was a NCAA. I told the team before the game, it's an NCAA tournament level intensity game, and that's what you get.
You know, you mentioned in the previous conversation here about all the transfers. We're seeing that in all sports and college athletics. Now, the transition, kind of melding new talent together, what's that process like?
Well, fortunately for us, a couple are fifth years, so they've been kind of through it. They've seen the song and dance. They know what the expectation is. And we have a couple, like a Greer McGuire, that came in that didn't play a lot at Arkansas, played 90 minutes on Sunday. So she wanted a chance to get back home, which we get a lot of that, but more importantly, an opportunity to make more of an impact on game day. So they're all experienced, but they all fit in really well.
Coming up now, you've got North Carolina State and Purdue, a couple of big ones this week.
Two more big ones. It doesn't get any easier. NC State, 7 p.m., print up under the lights, and then high noon on Sunday against Purdue. It's an exciting week of soccer.
Get on out there, support Danny and the CU women's soccer team as we're grilling and chilling with coaches, presented by Safeway. It pays to use the Safeway Deals and Delivery app. You can use the app to schedule grocery pickup and delivery. Get your groceries from the convenience of your car with Drive Up and Go curbside pickup. Use promo code SAVE30 for $30 off your first order. And don't forget, the football team opens up on Saturday down at TCU against the 17th rated team in the country. Our broadcast to Colorado Football Network is underway at 8 a.m. kickoff between the Buffs and the Horned Frogs at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. That'll wrap up this week's Buffalo Stampede. I'm voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. We'll talk to you next time.